There's a common problem or energy that happens when you're transforming, transmuting, and leveling up, ascending. For these purposes, we're going to stick with transforming, growing into something else. So, two metaphors. One metaphor is this energy, and it's so annoying. Anyways, this energy, imagine you are a butterfly, or not even a butterfly yet. You are a caterpillar inside the chrysalis in your goo. You're gooed it up, you're gooed it up. And that goo eventually reconstitutes itself into a butterfly, yeah? Most incredible thing you've ever heard, I know. And most incredible thing in nature as far as becoming another form, way of becoming another form. Incredible. Anywho, that's why it's such a good symbol. Butterfly is such a good symbol for transformation. Literally, they disintegrate and fucking turn into something else. Okay, anyways, so there's your first metaphor. Your second metaphor is you're a baby fetus inside the womb. And it's like, you're developed far enough, so your soul's already in there. Your soul's already inside the fetus. It's like 8 months, 9 months. And it's like, you're in there going, oh my god, I am bored. I want to start. I'm here, I'm queer, I'm ready to drink beer. But you can't, because you're either goo or stuck in the womb. A goo can't go out there and do anything, and nor can a not fully developed fetus, right? You cannot exit the womb prior to your avatar, your vessel being ready to be in the physical world. If a baby exits the womb before it is developed, it won't be able to survive in the physical world until, like, maybe if it's lucky, it gets put in one of those chambers to continue its growth until it can survive on its own in the physical world. That's why preemies are like such a fucking stressful thing. It's not supposed to be out yet. So, like all things come in cycles, and energy comes and goes and flows, and depending on what stage of whatever part of your life you're in. And if you're anything in any sort of the similar energy that I am in, and that a certain collective that I am aware of and connected to is in, then congratulations, you're fucking frustrated, because that's what's happening. I'm not an astrologer. I don't know what this energy is. Is it a retrograde? I'm pretty sure that already happened recently. I don't know what this fucking energy is on that kind of level. All I know is I'm in the fucking goo, dog. I am gooing it up, and I'm not fucking happy about it. I'm not enjoying my time in the goo. I'm ripping and ready to get going, but I can't because I'm fucking goo, alright? So in other words, what has happened is I have reached a point of transformation. I've unwound and unraveled and reparented and reprogrammed, let go of, to a point where I am in the void. I am in the goo. I am in the uterus. I am in the void, and I am not enjoying it. Yeah, so that's exactly a way to look at it. It's like your brain or consciousness as this fetus or butterfly is there, And it's like, hello, I'm fucking bored, I've done it, I know what I need to do, I'm not that person anymore, I've dissolved into goo, I am no longer the version of me that couldn't fly. I'm ripping ready to fucking go and have my wings. They haven't grown yet. So I'm just like, I guess I fucking had to sit in this fucking goo and wait a little longer. So your consciousness is fully there and ready to fucking go. But you're still forming and you're in the void. And that's annoying. So what can I do? I can continue to act as if I have my wings, I am able to fly and continue to go, continue to preparate. You know, you can look at this time as an excuse of you can't be doing anything else, there's nothing to be done. So you can choose to do whatever you want in this period. What is going to make you happy? What is going to alleviate the frustration of being in the goo? Nothing really, so what do you have to do? Surrender to the goo and wait for your wings to form. And while you're doing that, you can conserve your energy for the forming of your wings. You could stockpile up energy, ideas, things you're going to do when you're out of the goo. A good one, I saw this on a TikTok, I felt this energy already, I was like struggling to articulate it. It's like this need to consume while you're in the goo. Because you're like, I'm fucking bored, dog, and I can't do anything. Let me come fucking consume some shit. And then that's like old self stuff. Consumption and distraction is gonna exactly that, distract from the fact that I am frustrated that I'm in the goo. So instead of that, and being like succumbing to the frustration, and there was like this period of like, yeah, okay, so again, going back to the goo is sort of like a stagnancy, and that's like your fear, that's like where you're coming from. You were stagnant in your old self. You were not expanding, not growing, not doing anything, just being stuck in the comfort zone of your old self. So that's why the goo, when you fucking have gotten yourself into a point of transformation, but you're in the void, feels like so unbearably uncomfortable because it feels like stagnation again. You're like, I don't want to be fucking stagnant. But you're being forced to because you're in the goo. Because again, the consciousness is there, the consciousness is ready, but the physicality of it is in the goo. So the frustration is like stemming from fear that you're going to continue to be stagnant, but it's because you're like not seeing, like results or whatever it is you want to see yet. And you're like, and that's where it gets tricky. Tricky. You don't want to. It's not really possible at that point when you're in the goo. You can't become ungoo and back into the old self. So that's not a fear you should worry about. But what you can do is have those energies slow down your process in the goo. You want to get bound up in negative energies while you're in the goo. You're going to be in the goo longer. It's like quicksand. And another metaphor coming at you. It's like quicksand at that point where you're fucking thrashing and bashing about. You're going to be in the goo longer. So anyways, like I was saying, the energy that I was noticing was like, this need to consume and distract. But also not being able to do that, except for certain coping mechanisms, it's like that I can do. But other things was I don't know what I want to do. Having exciting, yummy food, and that's one of my things was no. that wasn't gonna do it. Is like sitting there with all the options free on the weekend and being like, I have no fucking clue. It's like almost like a depression. Feels like I don't know what I want to do with my life. Nothing sounds fulfilling. Because all you want to do is be out of the goo, so nothing feels like, alright, that's the cure. So, instead of consume and distract, what you can do is use that consciousness that is already online, but stuck in the goo and unable to fly yet, and create from what you're feeling. Hence this video. It's gonna connect to those who are also frustrated by the goo phase. And what am I doing by doing that? Transmuting that frustration energy of being in the goo into more creation for myself. So, just like everything, surrender. Surrender to the goo. Create from the energy you are feeling, you are in, because there's going to be somebody who's feeling the same. Not only that, you are putting energy into the continual transfer. You're feeding your own process of exiting the goo. Because you are acting as if you are acting as the butterfly. Instead of being like an annoyed fucking caterpillar. You know, I'm in this goo. I was crawling around. At least I was crawling around. Doing stuff. Before. I'm in this fucking goo. I can't do anything. And acting from the old self. Acting from the old self. That's old self. Still fucking thrashing and bashing about. Instead of surrendering and continuing to act as the butterfly. You're like worried. The caterpillar that is already dissolved and gone is worried that you're never going to be the butterfly. And then you're just acting like a caterpillar and like wondering why it's taking so long because you're just got fucking, that's like residual caterpillar energy. Instead of focusing on your growth, focusing on the fact that you are transforming and continuing to step into that transformation, continuing to keep your mind focused on the fact that, oh yes, I am in the goo, I am becoming a butterfly. Let me act like a butterfly and focus my consciousness that's online but body that is not yet on what a butterfly would do and not be focused on being frustrated that I'm in the goo. Right? Because that's the energy. That's what I always have been saying lately. What's the underlying energy that things you're experiencing is coming from? Instead of focusing on the fact that you're not a butterfly yet, you can't fly yet, focus on the fact that you're transforming, create from the fact that you're transforming. Your purpose is to be an example. It is not to be this perfect embodied vision of yourself. And hey, look at how far I made it. Don't you want to know how to get there? It is continuously, actively showing up as an example of how to get through each and every stage of the journey. Because what is that gonna do? If you're not the butterfly, say you're at the butterfly now. You're out there flying about going, look at me, I've finally done it. I'm a butterfly. You'll then be on a vibration of speaking to other butterflies, and therefore you're not going to be any help to people in the goo. If your purpose is to be an example of how to get there, you can't only show, oh, I'm here. You have to show everything in between, the authentic journey of how you got there. That's the thing, right? It's the journey that fucking matters, that people can learn from, the authentic journey and expression and what you're going through, and how. That's how you teach people how to get there. Think about any other time that you've gone through anything in your life. You don't want to hear from somebody who looks like they've got it figured out. If you're fucking sitting there depressed at the state of your life and almost suicidal, somebody who appears to have friends, have people to talk to, have something in their life that brings them joy or helps them get out of bed every morning or whatever it is that you can perceive of that person. You don't want to hear a fucking word from that person. You're sitting there going, excuse? You have all of this and you want to talk to my depression of having nothing, no one, and nothing going for me? And even if that person turns around and says, I've been there, you still don't want to hear from somebody that's not in it. What that person can do is maybe be a mirror for you and show you, tell you how they, if that's the case, how they got through it with no one. But again, that would be going back to helping somebody who's in that space with knowledge you have from having been in that space. It's not coming from the already transformed version of you. You're tapping into the version of you that was there. So if your job is purpose, mission, is to be an example, a lighthouse, any of these things, a torchbearer, any of the words, then it's your job to be an example of every step of the journey. Create from where you're at. Take that need and want and frustration to consume, turn it into creation. That's what it's telling you anyway. It's telling you, I'm dying to create. You're going, I can't create yet because I'm not a butterfly yet. You're going to, not only are you going to perpetuate the fact that you're not a butterfly yet, you're not doing what a butterfly would do, which would be to be an example of transformation and share how you got there. Not from a butterfly state, from the goo state. It's not to say that a butterfly can't speak to the goo state. It's to say that it is your purpose in the goo state, so long as your purpose is to be an example, is to show others the way of working through the energy of being in the goo. If you feel the need to consume, create from the energy that you're in. It's a call to be an example of what to do when you're in the energy that you are in. It's a call to act as if. It's a test to see if you are ready yet. If you're sitting there thrashing and bashing about how you're in the goo, then your wings aren't going to grow. Your wings will grow when you surrender to the fact that you're in the goo and create from being in the goo. Because then you're not fighting your transformation, you're surrendering to it. Not acting from old energy, acting from the energy that you're currently being transformed into. Surrender to the state that you are in and continue to create from that instead of focusing on where you were. That's all of creation. That's all of law of assumption. That's all of law of attraction. Act as if. What's already there is old fucking news. Don't focus on what's already there, what is. Focus on where you are going. Act as the butterfly. Don't act as a fucking sad little caterpillar stuck in the goo. Because you're not even a caterpillar anymore. You're goo. So stop acting like a caterpillar and start acting as what you know you are becoming. You act as a caterpillar when you're not a caterpillar anymore. Then it's no wonder you're frustrated. If you resist the transformation or the fact that you're in the goo, you're just going to be in the goo longer because you're not giving your transformation time to complete. And it's also going, you're not 100% ready. Hence why you're in the goo. If you were 100% ready, you'd be acting as if, not questioning it, not worried, not stressed, not frustrated that you're in the goo. You would just be continue acting as a butterfly because you know you're already there, because you can't go back to being a caterpillar when you're already goo. Typical human shit, focusing on what is instead of acting as if, instead of living from the end. That's how you perpetuate bullshit. Another little thing I want to add to this is another thing I've noticed about working through this energy is them negative energies be coming for you, dog. You gotta stay oiled up. You gotta stay slippery, because those motherfuckers are gonna want to latch onto you and want to fucking bring you back down to where we're having to exit out of the past metaphor now. Or whatever. They're going to want to keep you in the goo, whatever. They want to keep you away from your transformation. You got to stay slippy, my friend. You can't let those negative energies get their hooks into you. And that's not to say to spiritually bypass or whatever all the other words are for positively thinking and ignoring your true feelings and avoiding any true feelings. No. You're still feeling your feelings, and that's great. That's right. Feel your feelings, but you don't have to wallow in them. Don't let those feelings keep you where you're at or where you were. You feel those feelings and keep it moving. Stay slippery. You can feel that those negative energies are trying to grab onto you. You're slipped and oiled up. You feel it, you let it go. They can't fucking catch you. They can't grab onto you. They can't grab a hold of you because you're fucking slippy, loosey-goosey, non-attachable. You're one slippery bar of soap. You can feel the things, but ain't nobody's gonna be able to hold on to you for long because you're nice and slippery. So that's that, my friends. Stay slippery. Don't be a sad caterpillar. Be a happy caterpillar that's waiting and excited to become a butterfly, and act as though you're already a butterfly and you're not. And create from the energy of a caterpillar that's becoming a butterfly, so that you're not focused on that frustration. Act as if. Be happy that you are in the transformation process of becoming a butterfly. Help other gooey caterpillars work through the frustration of being in the goo. That's the best thing you can do.